There is one image where you can see what looked like a recent attack. There was smoke rising across the skyline. Now, Mohamed Taha has joined me here at the desk in the studio, and he's from BBC Arabic. And Mohamed, you've been following the developments very closely for us. So it looks like even into the morning hours, those strikes are continuing from the Israeli side into Gaza.
Yes, that's true, Luquesa. The strikes are continuing on Beit Hanun, on several areas in Gaza. The Israeli army issued a statement saying that they destroyed operational assets to Hamas, intelligence assets to Hamas, commander center also to Hamas. And if you can imagine the scale of this war, Luquesa, just the pictures that you showed the audiences just recently is showing a tiny part of what's really happening in this wide-scale war that is happening at the moment from both sides. So Israel is saying that they are determined to destroy the military power of Hamas, and Hamas, for the first time, they are in the Israeli territories in many areas of these towns that are bordering Gaza, fighting in several points and apparently achieving this massive amount of killings. We are talking about 1,000 people killed in these areas at the moment. And if you imagine also that there are parts of Gaza Strip, the area of these parts are 5 kilometers, and if the fighters of Hamas manage to reach Ofa Kaim, which is about 30 kilometers away of Gaza, and in between of Ofa Kaim and the Gaza Strip, tens of the Israeli towns that they managed to get through and reach this deep point in southern Israel, that would give a tiny idea of the massive amount of fighting that's happening in this area.
You mentioned that there are still Hamas fighters on the ground within Israeli territory. Has that been confirmed, and how is it that they have remained there? Have they gained the territory?
No, they didn't gain the territory, but they managed somehow to infiltrate through all of these Israeli troops that are sieging Gaza for years, and they went through these targets that they know about them really in knowledge. For example, Hamas saying that they withdrawn from a base called Urim after doing an operation there. Okay. And it's really astonishing what they are doing. And I want to hail also our colleague Jonathan Bell for being in the ground in these circumstances.
Very quickly, again, just looking at Hamas, reports that they have gone underground, quite literally, leaving civilians above ground. What can you tell us about that tendency for Hamas to use underground tunnels?
Of course, there is a big history of Hamas using tunnels. They were losing multi-kilometer tunnels between the borders between Egypt and Gaza, and we cannot exclude that they used really tunnels to reach these deep points. It's really unimaginable how they managed to reach that deep points in the Israeli territories without using tunnels.
Okay, Mohamed, thank you very much indeed. Thank you. So we were just showing you the scene live there across Gaza, where there were clearly some strikes that had taken place, and we're keeping a very close eye on any other developments that are taking place on both sides of the border. Well, that situation is still developing, but in the meantime, it is becoming clear that one of the biggest single losses of life so far came at a music festival in the southern Israeli